January is now fast approaching, and it just sort of feels like a good time for a mock draft.
Matt Miller's latest mock draft. He has the Bears taking quarterback Caleb Williams, first of 3 quarterbacks off the board.
As always, the 2024 NFL Draft Order is courtesy of the good folks at Tankathon. Let us dive into our Week 15 edition of the 2024 NFL First Round Mock Draft. Number 1, Chicago Bears from Carolina Panthers, Caleb Williams. Justin Fields' improved play in the second half will leave the Bears brass with a pretty tough decision, but ultimately, it'll be too hard to pass on a 5-star talent and sure thing in Williams, whose ceiling is levels higher than Fields. Number 2, New England Patriots, Drake May. The Patriots need a cultural reset from top to bottom. Fortunately, they'll get themselves a king-size chess piece to begin the rebuild with a top 3 pick here. North Carolina's Drake May has franchise quarterback written all over him. He may take a year or two to put it all together, but May is the strong-armed QB that this dull Patriots team sorely needs. Number 3, Arizona Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. Kyler Murray was at his best when he had a true game-changing superstar wideout in DeAndre Hopkins, and the son of Pro Football Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison perfectly fits that bill that Hopkins fulfilled for Arizona. Number 4, Washington Commanders, Olumoyiwa Fashanu. Many Commanders fans are surely begging for the team to address the D with their first-round pick, but they won't win jack anytime soon if the O-line isn't fixed up. Per Pro Football Focus, Penn State offensive tackle Olumoyiwa Fashanu didn't allow a single sack in 2022 or 2023. In other words, precisely the player this team needs. Number 5, Chicago Bears, Brock Bowers. With 2 first-round picks, the Bears have limitless options. We have them taking Williams at number 1 overall, so let's find them another explosive pass-catching weapon and Brock Bowers to give this offense limitless potential. DJ Moore is having a career year in Windy City. Now imagine how high this offense could fly with a generational tight end prospect in Bowers. Number 6, Las Vegas Raiders, Jaden Daniels. Jimmy Garoppolo is a giant flop, and rookie Aiden O'Connell was, well, a 4th-round pick for a reason. Vegas has to roll the dice on a QB here, and the reigning Heisman Trophy winner would bring a fresh wave of excitement for a team that has sunk to irrelevance. Number 7, New York Jets, J.C. Latham. The Jets ignored the O-line this offseason and paid the price dearly, with Aaron Rodgers suffering a season-ending Achilles tear minutes into his New York debut after being sacked by Leonard Floyd. Addressing the O-line is the number 1 goal ahead of Rodgers' return in 2024. Per PFF, Alabama tackle J.C. Latham has allowed just 1 sack in 925 offensive snaps since 2022. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a franchise-changing offensive tackle that the Jets desperately need. Number 8, New York Giants, Joe Alt. 2022 first-rounder Evan Neal has been a complete bust-up to this point, and the G-Man cannot wait on him any longer. Rather than wait on Neal, how about taking a near-sure thing in Notre Dame offensive tackle Joe Alt? Alt is an ultra-reliable pass blocker, but also arguably the best run blocker in this draft. Number 9, Tennessee Titans, Malik Neighbors. DeAndre Hopkins has formed a nice chemistry with rookie QB Will Levis, but the Titans are lacking quality pass catchers behind Nuck. LSU wideout Malik Neighbors is an elite deep threat who averaged 18 yards per catch while racking up 14 touchdowns this season. Couple Neighbors' speed with Levis's big arm, and Mike Vrabel's offense suddenly has a promising long-term outlook. Number 10, Los Angeles Chargers, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Another year, another season of the Chargers defense playing well below expectations. Alabama's Kool-Aid McKinstry is a dangerous ball hawker who can lock up the opposing team's WR1 with relative ease. Number 11, Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. Kind of amazing that Atlanta remains in playoff contention despite mediocre QB play from Desmond Ridder. Now imagine what Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Tyler Algier, and Bijan Robinson could do if they had a dynamic QB like Washington's Michael Penix Jr. Number 12, New Orleans Saints, Rome Odunze. For Saints fans fed up with Derek Carr may want a QB here, but his contract means he can't realistically be released until 2024. So the focus here should be to add another weapon for Carr and his eventual replacement. Adding Washington wideout Rome Odunze, a dangerous deep threat and elite red zone weapon, to the mix might help the Saints offense regain its elite form for the first time in the post-Drew Brees era. Number 13, Seattle Seahawks, Jared Verse. Seattle's defense has been atrocious just all season long. If there's one thing Pete Carroll's group needs here, it's another edge rusher. Enter Florida State's Jared Verse, who just hit 9 sacks for the 2nd straight year. He's a plug-and-play guy who would form a scary three-headed pass-rushing monster alongside Boye Mafe and Uchenna Nwosu. Number 14, Los Angeles Rams, Laiatu Latu. The Rams found a new stud pass rusher to complement Aaron Donald and rookie Byron Young. Like Seattle, let's make that a three-headed monster by taking UCLA star Laiatu Latu, who had 23.5 sacks dating back to last year. Number 15, Denver Broncos, Dallas Turner. Vance Joseph's defense has enjoyed a remarkable turnaround since coughing up a 70-burger to the Dolphins back in Week 3. Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper have been nice stories here in 2023, but another edge rusher is definitely needed if they're to close the gap with AFC heavyweights like Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, and Cincinnati. Alabama's Dallas Turner could help take this pass rush to a new level alongside Bonito, Cooper, and Zach Allen. Number 16, Arizona Cardinals from Houston Texans, Jerzon Newton. Arizona has to, and I mean has to, take a defensive player with one of their two 2024 first-round picks. They lack any Pro Bowl caliber players outside of Budda Baker, and a defensive-minded coach like Jonathan Gannon knows how much quality defensive linemen really matter. Gannon can begin the Cardinals' D-line overhaul here by taking Illinois standout Jerzon Newton. Number 17, Buffalo Bills, Keon Coleman. The Bills are in desperate need of a new WR2 to complement Stephon Diggs. The 6'4", 215-pound Coleman has racked up 18 touchdowns over his last two collegiate seasons. His size and contested catch skills would make him the perfect number 2 receiver. Number 18, Cincinnati Bengals, Cooper DeJean. Lou Anarumo's defense has taken a step back this year, and the lack of a true lockdown corner is a key reason as to why. They can fix that right here by taking Iowa Hawkeyes corner Cooper DeJean, who brings superb ball-hawking skills to complement his lockdown abilities. Number 19, Green Bay Packers, Talisa Fuaga. The Packers are most certainly preparing to move on from the off-injured David Bakhtiari, who turns 33 next year. That leaves a gaping hole at offensive tackle, one that can be easily filled by Oregon State's hulking 6'6", 334-pound star. Number 20, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bo Nix. Baker Mayfield has fared better than expected as the Bucs starting QB, but he has a limited ceiling and is not the long-term answer. In an ideal world, Tampa drafts a QB and develops him for 1 year before handing him the reins in 2025. Oregon's Bo Nix could sit behind Mayfield or a different bridge QB for a year, then get his hands on the offense. Number 21, Indianapolis Colts, Nate Wiggins. If the Colts had some better coverage guys in the secondary, they'd potentially be in first place in the AFC South right now. That's okay. They can fix the issue by taking Clemson corner Nate Wiggins here. The physical 6'2", 185-pound standout has the ideal combination of size, speed, and football smarts to be an all-pro level corner in this league. Number 22, Minnesota Vikings, Chop Robinson. With Danielle Hunter potentially leaving in free agency, Brian Flores' defense will need a new star pass rusher to build around. Or they could keep Hunter and pair him up with Penn State's Chop Robinson, a steady pass rusher who's arguably the top run stopper in this class. With or without Hunter, the Vikings could really use Robinson. Number 23, Pittsburgh Steelers, Troy Fautanu. The Steelers need another cornerstone player on the O-line to help 2023 first-rounder Broderick Jones, especially someone who excels as a run blocker. Washington's Troy Fautanu would fit perfectly in Pittsburgh's two-back offense carried by Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Number 24, Houston Texans from Cleveland Browns, Kalen King. Despite a low-key breakout season by 2022 third overall pick Derek Stingley Jr., the Texans' pass defense remains one of football's worst. Perhaps Houston is just one more reliable cover corner away from reaching elite defense level. King, Stingley Jr., and rising star Will Anderson Jr. headlining that defense for years to come? Oh yeah, sign us up. Number 25, Kansas City Chiefs, Emeka Egbuka. Travis Kelce is getting up there in age, and Rashee Rice is the only Chiefs receiver making plays and avoiding constant mind-numbing mistakes. So, yeah, the Chiefs have to address that position here. Ohio State's Emeka Egbuka would give Mahomes not one, not two, but 3 explosive pass catchers. His presence just might help this offense regain its near-unstoppable form. Number 26, Jacksonville Jaguars, Cameron Kinchens. The Jaguars' defense has not exactly lived up to its high level of talent this year, especially that secondary. Kinchins is the most polished safety in this draft, and he could form a super tandem with Andre Sisco. Number 27, Detroit Lions, Leonard Taylor III. The Lions have a budding star in 2022 second overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson, but he can't do it all alone in the trenches. Don't let the low sack totals fool you. Miami Hurricanes defensive lineman Leonard Taylor III is a one-man wrecking crew, especially as a run stopper. Number 28, Philadelphia Eagles, Denzel Burke. The Darius Slade-James Bradbury pairing was football's top cornerback duo a year ago. That hasn't been the case this year, and Bradbury's awful season should lead to him getting cut or traded. Enter Ohio State's Denzel Burke, a versatile corner that can line up anywhere, who especially excels as a playmaker on the ball. Number 29, Miami Dolphins, Braylon Trice.
Real name, no gimmicks.
Miami is loaded on offense and has a top-tier quarterback duo in Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. If there's one hole to fill, however, it's the edge rusher position to help Christian Wilkins and Bradley Chubb. Throw in the presence of Jalen Phillips, and Trice's arrival might give Miami the best front seven in all football. Isn't that what you want with a gauntlet of elite quarterbacks in the AFC? Number 30, Dallas Cowboys, Quinyon Mitchell. Dallas has no pressing weaknesses and could go anywhere, really. Deron Bland has stepped up beautifully in the absence of all-pro corner Trayvon Diggs. But you know, what if Dallas had a third ball-hawking specialist patrolling that secondary? Toledo corner Quinyon Mitchell has racked up, wait for it, a ridiculous 37 pass defenses over his last 2 seasons. Yeah, that is a guy who would flourish in Dan Quinn's opportunistic defense. Number 31, San Francisco 49ers, Amarius Mims. Trent Williams is still the best offensive lineman in the game, but he's not getting any younger. This right here would be a luxury pick for the 49ers, who could use the opportunity to draft and develop its next franchise blocker in the post-Williams era. Number 32, Baltimore Ravens, Jordan Morgan. With no clear-cut weaknesses, the Ravens could go anywhere here, but at this point, they should have an eye on Arizona offensive tackle Jordan Morgan. Ronnie Stanley can't be trusted to stay healthy, and fellow offensive tackle Morgan Moses will be 33 next year. Draft Morgan and groom him for a starting job in 2025. It's a pretty easy win-win for everybody. But which 2024 NFL draft prospect are you hoping your favorite team will sign? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.